Welcome back to DXB Today, where tonight we are exploring the world of Dubai's street culture, ever growing in the region. And one of the biggest reasons it is has to be our next topic. It is without a doubt one of the region's coolest lifestyle and street culture festivals. We are, of course, talking about Seoul DXB, which is kicking off this weekend. And with me now is one of the co-founders of Seoul DXB. We can't believe he's here. Joshua Cox, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, to somebody who's watching, has never heard of Seoul DXB, how would you describe it?
We describe it as an arts and culture fair, I think, primarily. The street culture thing is a big part of it, but I think we look beyond just street culture as the wider, more of an arts and culture fair in the wider sense. But it's a good time, and good vibes is the best way to put it, and yeah.
So who do you want to come to Seoul DXB?
Everyone who has an open mind and a good attitude, to be honest. Come with your kids, come have some fun. We're not specific in that sense. It's just people come and enjoy good music and contribute to the vibe that we have.
Yeah.
I love what did you say? Good vibes and good energy or
Open
something?
mind.
Open mind, yeah. I mean, it ticks every single box. And when it started, it's the 12th edition this year. When it started, I vividly remember it. It was so different. And at the time, were you hesitant and thinking, okay, is Dubai really open to something like this?
Not really. I grew up here.
Okay.
So I'm actually a third generation expat.
Okay.
Yeah, so I grew up here. So it wasn't so much about whether Dubai was open to it, but it was more about creating a platform for my friends and family and people that we knew and we grew up with. So yes, there was an element of, are there more people like us here, and is this going to kind of take off? But the first one, I'm not sure what you mean by the first one, because our first one was probably before that. We were a little bit more underground. It was in a jam jar in Alcove.
Yes,
tiny little gallery.
Were you
Okay,
there?
cool.
I wasn't there, no, but I do remember it.
Yeah, of course.
Because weren't you involved a lot with, I mean, I know there's a lot of the sneakers here, but a lot of the DJs, like local Dubai DJs, they really were heavily involved.
Yeah,
they loved it.
They still are. We are a platform for all things local in our space. So, like I said, for me, I grew up with a lot of the DJs, breakers, graffiti artists, etc., basketball, all of those elements. Coming back to Dubai post-uni, we had the boom, and there was a little bit of that side of Dubai wasn't really being shown. And for us, it was creating a space for people like us. And so we've had, like, most of our DJs have been with us for quite a while now, yeah, for a few years.
I was like, I've been a couple of times. I've been to Seoul DXB a couple of times, and I just wanted to ask you, how do you see it has evolved from, let's say, the first festival that opened up until now? Because it has grown so much.
Yeah, massively. I think it's not just that what we've evolved, but street culture or streetwear as a segment has evolved. So what we used to call street culture is now just contemporary fashion.
Yeah.
You've seen big fashion houses adopting streetwear, and so I think that element has changed. But I think when we started, when we were small, we had to do a lot of the work ourselves. Now we're more than 10 years in, and a decade later, we've got our own kind of renaissance movement from the region. So we're now counting on other creatives to come and contribute and really be a platform for them. But yeah, the show's gotten a lot bigger, and obviously our stages are better, and our lineup is better, and all of those things have changed quite a bit. Yeah.
What I find so interesting about the UAE and Dubai is that it is a traditional Bedouin culture, but we sort of, with expats like you, third generation expats, it's sort of created this new culture which is a little bit different from the Emirati culture, but still respectful of it. So what have you seen the reaction has been from Emiratis? And if you haven't had one yet,
there's one over here.
we
I
have,
can vouch for that.
Yeah, we've had a really good we have a big Emirati contingent who come through. Some of them loyal. Every year we see them there. I don't think it's been a segregation between Emirati or non-Emirati. I think we're Dubai based, and that's what we're trying to do, is represent our region and our culture. And like you said, respectfully, that I think what was defined as Emirati culture has also evolved, and that intersection and crossing is what makes it a beautiful thing. Dubai has obviously been very hospitable to foreigners. I'm a third culture kid, like I mentioned, being here for a long time. So that mix, we've never had anyone say anything negative in that regard, and it's been nice.
So special.
Yeah, yeah, it's been cool to see the shift of the kanduras matching with the sneakers.
That's what I
or
usually wear, by the way.
yeah.
But because of the show, I don't. But that's that's how I walk around.
I mean, even back in the day, they usually used to do, especially in the winter, the kandura with the leather jacket, the baseball hat. So there's always been that make it your own from the next generation. I think that's what we're about, is the term streetwear or street culture is really, it's not about what the big fashion houses dictate, but it's what are the grassroots community individuals that represent, so what do they want to wear, what do they want to create, and creating a space for them to be able to showcase. Yeah.
Let's talk about then this weekend. It's going to be big. You've already mentioned you started off in the Jam Jar in Al Sakal, and now you're at D3 with all of these stages and all of these performers. I looked through the lineup and I'm like, this.
Yep.
You know, tell us a little bit more about what we can expect this weekend, apart from the good vibes and the good energy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Like you mentioned, the lineup's pretty good this year. We're pretty happy with it. You know, we've got old school, the Roots. If you know the Roots, they're legends in the game. We've got Thames as well as a headliner act, and our opening act on the Friday is also James Blake show.
Yeah.
So music diversity is a big part of it this year. Outside of those big names, the independent and regional kind of artists that we have. So we have like Hevabi from the Philippines, we have Hanuman Kind and Sid Sriram from India. We've got Marwan Pablo from representing the Arabic culture and the Arabic music movement. So for us, it's very much representing a slice of the Dubai culture, and that's, we are a mix of all these different nationalities, and so it's a little bit of something for everyone, we hope. And then everything coming together. Beyond the music, we've got a second stage as well that has a lot of cool acts on there, but the brands that we're working with this year, some really cool product drops. There's an exclusive thing with Adidas. Asics is doing a really cool collab exclusive drop as well. Our independent brands have grown in number and in stature, so you had a couple of the guys on the shows, the Sway guys and Sheb have been at Seoul for a while, so we've got again, more of a global kind of representation of the culture and through brands, music,
I love the
food,
little gentle smile on your face because you're trying to be humble whilst really, like it's such a success.
Yes.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I do want to ask you, Joshua, so obviously Seoul DXB, it happens annually, it's a big event, it's so good for local artists, both in music and fashion and painting and so on. Is there any support that you provide local talents outside of when Seoul DXB is happening?
Yeah, I mean, usually in the build-up to Seoul, we do provide a lot of support, and even in them presenting at Seoul, we do a lot of that. But we try to mentor as much as we can. We make connections between brands and the relationships that we have across the globe, not just here in Dubai, but like as the show has grown, we've developed some pretty strong relationships, whether it be in the West and the States or South Africa, the rest of the world. So yeah, I mean, we've seen, actually this year, there's a strong collaboration between probably one of our championed local brands, which is amongst few, and another friend of ours from South Africa called PPC, which is a streetwear label. We're working with them and Fujifilm to create a showcase where they both have a love for photography, and so that's what we're showcasing. So yeah, throughout the year we do bits and pieces. We work with them throughout the year. We're always available to our
Well, we're very lucky to have you, Josh.
Yeah, thank you.
We really are super lucky to have you, and thank you so much for all of the insights and just telling the story of the growth of Seoul DXB. Before we go, or before I let you go, I should say, I'm going to hand over to Ahmed for a little thing called DXB in 60. Ahmed?
Yes, so it's just a couple of questions to get to know you better in 60 seconds.
You're being so chill about it. Quick fire questions. 60 seconds.
I don't answer very quickly, as you can tell, but I'll try.
Let's see how it goes. I'm going to cue the clock in 3, 2, 1. What was your first job?
Seoul and my own agency.
Okay, and what would you say is your motto in life and work?
To do unto others as they would do to you, and leave the world in a better place than you found it, or try to.
Okay, I like that. That's really cool. An artist you would love to meet, dead or alive?
Ooh, that's not going to be a quick answer. I'm going to say just Elvis, I guess,
Okay.
top of my head.
Cool. Best way to unwind after a stressful day?
Ooh, at home on the couch,
Okay.
just chilling, yeah.
Do you have any hidden gems in Dubai?
Yeah, lots of them, too many to name, especially if you like good Indian food. Yeah, quite a few.
Okay. A book, movie, or series that you recommend?
Don't have much time for TV these days.
Okay,
An album?
Entourage.
Okay.
Oh yeah, nice.
And maybe if you would have a superpower, what would it be?
Oh, healing.
Healing.
The ability to heal.
That's like the kindest answer we've ever
Yes,
had.
I know.
That's beautiful.
And I
Okay.
think before the time runs out, why Dubai?
Dubai's home. Dubai has been home, and I think it's a special place where, you know, if you have a dream and you have goals and you do it with, you know, from a good place, Dubai is ready to support you and will build you up. Yeah.
That's a beautiful answer.
Wow. Joshua, it's been amazing having you on. You're such a chilled out guy. I can't imagine you organising an event. It's so
I know, like,
stressful.
Yeah, you should see me on the ground.
Are we
I
actually
look-
going to see you on the weekend, or are you going to be running around?
You're lucky to have seen me today, but I will be running around. I look very different.
We hope we can catch a glimpse of
For
you
sure,
this
awesome.
weekend. Thank you so much for making Soul DXB happen, and we hope to have you back.
Appreciate it.
All right. Don't go anywhere, though, because coming up, we are going to have a very special performance from friend of the show, Mr. Ben Caesar. Don't go anywhere.